Welcome to this episode of BFH Highlights. Today we're featuring the incredible journey of Sharad Khare, a creative entrepreneur who transformed his passion for storytelling into a thriving business. From navigating self-doubt to working with global icons like the Dalai Lama, Sharad's story is packed with inspiration and lessons for anyone building a business from scratch. Let's dive in. Hi there, I'm Trevor, and this is Business is Fucking Hard, the podcast where business owners pull back the curtain and talk about the realities of owning a business. We'll hear their stories, learn some lessons, and have some fun along the way. Thanks for joining us. Sharad's journey began in an unexpected place, volunteering for community television. What started as a creative outlet soon became something much more when he faced a major turning point during the 2008 financial crisis.
It's funny. I work in the media space, and we make content, video content. And before that was a very big thing, I used to volunteer on television, and so I used to volunteer on TV, just hosting a community television, and I really loved that, and I loved people telling me what I needed to do, and I would go do it, and it'd be done, and it was a volunteer thing, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But on the like the weekdays, I'd have a regular gig, a regular job, which was it was a great job during the time. It was like 2000, early to mid 2000s, doing the TV stuff, comfortable with not being paid for that because I just loved doing it, and then having a really great day job. And then around 2007, 2008, somebody knew that I used to host TV as a volunteer, and they're like, "Hey, would you like to host online TV?" And I was like, "Oh, what is that?" I thought it's from television or something. But what it was is that first initial ideas of what online content was going to be. And
Right.
we taped these little segments. It was like called Urban Mixer. And we would interview people from chefs to bands to people in the community here in Vancouver.
That shift, where passion met necessity, laid the foundation for what would become his career. It's a reminder that sometimes adversity can push us towards something greater. Stepping into the unknown wasn't easy. Sharad had to confront self-doubt, familial expectations, and the weight of forging his own path. But as he shares, having support from the right people along the way made all the difference.
And if you sort of put those together, you're like, "Oh my God, am I really capable of doing or continuing this good stuff?" Knowing that I could have not done anything, fallen
Yep.
short. And
Yep.
that fear is horrible. That fear is really real. And so you have to have people that believe in you more than you believe in yourself at times, right? So good mentors really helped me a lot. Those mentors then turned into my first clients.
Yeah.
They became my confidants. So good mentors really helped me a lot. Thank goodness. But that anxiety remains at times because, at least as a creative person, you're constantly creating from your brain. And again, you go, I've had this really great track record, but some days I'm kind of like, I don't want to do anything, or I don't have the motivation or something like that. Or somebody's not knocking on my door. I got to go knock on somebody else's door. So you have to you got to keep going.
It's inspiring to hear how mentors encouraged him to trust himself and take that leap. Proof that the right people can help us see possibilities we might miss on our own. One of the defining aspects of Sharad's business philosophy is authenticity. He realized early on that being himself was his greatest asset in both creativity and business.
It's all about behavior, right? So I am somebody that likes entertaining, for instance. I really love entertaining people. I love talking to people, and I like them liking me, talking to them about something great about them.
Right.
And that is a big part of business, actually. I learned that and that's being myself. Actually, so I tell everybody, be yourself, right? Be yourself, because the DNA of any business is individuality. We live in this world of AI, and everyone's like, "Well, how do I differentiate myself in AI?" Well, be yourself, right? Because you can only from the core, you can only be yourself, and nobody else can be you. So that's a really great point. But work on yourself through that process. Don't just present randomness, right? Be deliberate about what some greatness that you're about to present to people. So I I feel like I got that part really down as a human, right? And somebody said to me, just be yourself. So I've just brought that into the business side. So there's my attraction to people and their attraction to me is that we are being really friendly and entertaining to each other and really like to have these conversations. That's number one. Number two is that, I learned really, really quickly that, closing a deal is not just like about dollars and cents, right? It's about relationship building. Uh, and to my detriment at times, I'd rather have a relationship than business at times because there's some people that I just don't know if the business is going to happen, but they're so amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm very fortunate that I've been around some amazing people that keep introducing me to other amazing people, and I'm addicted to that.
As he puts it, the DNA of any business is individuality. It's a reminder that our uniqueness is often our greatest strength. Over the years, Sharad has had the privilege of documenting some of the world's most fascinating individuals. From business titans to spiritual leaders, he's learned that purpose is the common thread among them all.
The people that I meet and the people I connect with, they're constantly doing something. It's not like they're retiring or they're constantly doing something. So they have purpose. That's the commonality with a lot of them. They all have purpose. They all feel that they're the things, and they're constantly learning, right? So they're constantly learning and they're ready to share as well. And so their purpose is always, and that could be ever changing based on where they are in life or their health or whatever that may be. But they continue to have purpose, and that really is a driving force for a lot of people. I've had moments to speak with people that like not very many people get to talk to or hang out with. So it's kind of like a big joy for me and feeling very lucky to do that, feeling a lot of gratitude. But also I'm like, this is my moment to like get what I need out of this. And a lot of it is just asking my own questions.
Purpose before profit. It's a simple yet profound lesson that underscores everything Sharad does. Finally, Sharad reflects on what it takes to work with high-level clients and build a thriving business rooted in trust and emotional intelligence.
Everybody knows after a while what your business is, right?
Right, sure.
So that's once that's out of the way, then
Sure.
I mean, essentially, like even a painter is getting paid for his painting when
Right.
when he's commissioned for it. And that is a business. So the term business is happening. But you know, I I think of that as an administrative piece of the business, the invoicing, the
Yeah,
exchange
yeah,
of
yeah.
contractual final agreements, and the call to action that needs to happen, or the deliverables, all that stuff. But when they ask you to be creative in front of a room, in front of an audience, in front of a camera, then that is the actual work that is happening. That is your mastery. Okay. So I call it mastery because I have interviewed so many people and had so many interesting dialogues with such fascinating minds that I've come to a mastery of my work. Right. And so I will only do business with people who've gone through mastery, real mastery, like not
Yeah.
like we're really great. Here's my Yellow Pages, rating. No, I can tell you, I want to work with the best in the world. And you know what? Because I want to work with the best in the world, I then want to be categorized as the best in the world for what I do. And I believe that I'm getting there. I don't think I'm there yet. I mean, there's probably a lot of fascinating people that are ahead of me in this, but I want to be there one day. And I'm on that path. And I only want people like that around me, teaching me, rather than distracting me with talking about, let's talk about business. I don't want to talk about business, and not to shun for what we're talking about here, but really to say, tell me about you and your experience that led to this flourishing thing that we call a business. I'm fascinated by that.
His focus on relationships and delivering value while staying true to himself is a masterclass in building not just a business, but a legacy. Sharad's story reminds us that creativity, authenticity, and purpose can transform a dream into reality. As you build your business, ask yourself, what drives you? What unique value do you bring? These are the questions that lead to meaningful success. Thanks for tuning into this episode of BFH Highlights. Share this with someone who might need a little inspiration today. And as always, Continue to work hard and stay true to yourself.